Joining us now, the ranking member of the Senate Special Committee on Aging. We welcome back to the show Senator Mike Braun. Senator, it's wonderful to see you again. Thank you so much for joining us, Senator.
Good to be on.
We ask you this. Is the Biden White House covering up Biden's decline? Are your Senate colleagues saying that because the White House is now desperately trying to downplay a Parkinson's specialist visiting Biden, the White House there, 8 times in the last 8 months, 10 since 2022? Senator, they're saying this is all just part of his physical exams. Really? 8 physical exams in 8 months? What are your senators saying? Is this a cover-up?
Well, a cover-up, I think, has been occurring for a long time, Liz. Those of us that have been around the president from early on, it was a few months after I got there, it was on a supply chain issue. And note cards were being used at that meeting on a subject that simple. That clearly wasn't working in the room that day at the White House. That was my first up front kind of seeing it, and that was years ago. And not to mention that during the campaign, he was pretty well cloistered in the basement. So a lot of this was a gamble that they knew he would be pliable, malleable to their progressive agenda. That worked. But then when you try to double down on it and continue it for another term, the clock simply has been running out. So I would love to get to the bottom of what has been covered up, because many in the Senate think this has now become a security risk. How can you have someone that is obviously showing these signs be running the toughest business in the world, the federal government, with all the challenges out there? So I think we're going to find out a lot about it. Shameful for trying to parlay that into another term. They just simply ran out of time.
You know, that neurologist, Senator, reportedly donated to Biden's campaign, and Biden's White House doctor was in on a business deal with James Biden. So are you hearing Democrat senators saying Biden should drop out? Are they saying this is a cover-up? Because we've got roll call now comparing this to Nixon and Watergate.
I think you're going to see so much exposed in a narrow window here that it's going to surprise all of us. And I do hope that that same type of kind of analog to then is held true here, because this is even of bigger stakes. Because think about it, you're going to try to parlay this into another election, and who knows how long you could make this be undercover, where you don't have a president really doing his job, if you would have pulled it off. No, I think this is a place where there are a lot more Democrats freaking out than what you've seen come to the forefront, and I think there'll be a lot more of them. And if Biden digs in and does nothing, it's even a bigger debacle going into the election.
Interesting, Senator, because we've got President Biden. He's going to speak live at the NATO summit. World leaders, U.S. allies, reportedly really concerned about his decline. Democrat House lawmakers in disarray. They met today. They're saying it's worse than a funeral. We're probably not going to see this, but shouldn't Biden just let his neurologist give a press briefing, release all his health records, do a cognitive test, a 2-hour press conference? Because we've got, you know, what this top Democrat Party donor reportedly said Biden's not going to drop out because he's mad that he got talked out of running in 2016 by Obama and Hillary Clinton. That almost happened in 2020. That he has to prove that he has what it takes to do it again. So when you say that we're going to hear more, how will we hear more exactly about what's going on? What's that about?
This cat has jumped out of the bag so fully that it's panic on the other side politically. And they're not only worried about what happens with Biden, down ballot is going to be a big concern as well. All of that is turned into an amazing trick box. How can you get out of it? All of us know that if we've seen any relative, anyone that starts showing these signs, that never gets better or reverses. It keeps getting worse. They pushed it far longer, hid it from the American public, and here we are. I don't know how quickly this all comes apart, but it will come apart, and we just need to stay tuned and don't let up.
Got it. Senator Mike Braun, great to have you on again. Thank you so much. Let's welcome